chopping it up, chopping it up. What's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Game Show live stream. I'm your host, Fred Y, baby. Y'all know what tonight is, right? Yes, sir. It's Friday, and it's time for another episode that we like to call Chopping It Up. The regular hosts aren't able to be here tonight, but we're going to push on. But we got some guest hosts in the building tonight. Hey, but before I drop some 411, before I drop anything, I got some 411 to drop on you. You dig? If you would like to know what hardware and software we use to do our streams, you need help with starting up a stream of your own, or if you would like to share play one of the many titles that we currently own, head over to the website, log in and become a member, and click on the live stream tab in the upper right hand corner. There you will find all the information that you need to know. Alright, tonight we're streaming on multiple platforms. We're on Mixer, Twitch TV, Facebook Live, Periscope, and YouTube. So you can catch us on any one of these platforms. And tonight's topic is, should you stay in contact with your ex while you're currently in a relationship? I'll repeat that again. Should you stay in contact with your ex while you're currently in a relationship? Yeah, we're going there. All right, that's right. Hey, man, you know, Mark, Mike, John, they're not able to be here tonight, but we got some good folks in the building. Starting off with my main man, Juan. What's up, Juan? What's up with you?
Not much, man. What's up?
All right, we also got my cousin here, TK. What's going on, TK?
Hey, everybody. How you going? How you doing?
And we also got a good old friend, my girl, Keisha. I've been knowing her for quite a while. How you doing, Keisha?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Alright, so y'all know what tonight's topic is should you stay in contact with your ex while you're currently in a relationship? I don't know, who want to kick it off?
Let one of the ladies go first.
It's two sides to that. I keep it, you know, if you got kids, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? If you beefing with the folks, then nah. But right. Then how you feel about your folks having, you know, conversations with them? Again, if they left on good terms and, you know, ain't no sexual tension there, or, you know, just anything like that, if you can really be good friends with somebody that you used to deal with. I feel like that.
All right, Keisha, move your camera over a little bit, because all we see is the tree dangling from here. There we go.
I'm driving, right?
Yeah, you could go ahead and push the camera off. But TK, the same to you. How do you feel about that?
Well, I pretty much feel the same way she does. I was about to say the same thing, but it's like if you known them for a long time before, you know, the guy that you're with or the female that you're with, and you all been friends, and, you know, except the tension, like she said. I think it's okay, unless they trying to throw monkey wrenches in there, then yeah, you gotta let it go.
Okay, what about you, Juan? Oh, we might lost one.
Lost him.
He'll call back in. But you know, I feel what y'all saying. I think no, and there's a, you know, unless you have kids by your ex, but I don't think that you should be in contact with them if you don't have any type of anything to do with them. You know, if you have kids with a person, of course, that's a lifetime commitment that y'all have to stay in touch. Even if y'all not together, that's a lifetime commitment. But just on a random, if you dated somebody and you know, that gives the other person the thoughts that, hey, I'm not good enough because you're still in contact with your ex. Because I've been through this like 3 times back to back. It was straight back to back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of a little stunned by that. But like, even with somebody that you have kids with, a 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning call is not acceptable unless it's like, okay, the kids and something. Okay, we got Juan back in here. But Juan, you give your thoughts. Should you, shouldn't you?
Well, me personally, I keep in contact with my exes because a lot of my exes and I broke up on good terms, and I let my current know who they are and what they were to me and where we stand now. Like I'm not interested in going backwards. I'm always moving forward. So none of that is happening. So my current don't have to worry about my exes when it come to me.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm just on that note where, you know, it shouldn't be, because the X is an X for a reason.
Exactly.
And, you know, even if you're on good terms with them, I think that that could be a possible cross the lines, because I think with any X, depending on how long you spent with them, there is a possibility of feelings still in there. It's like your door is still cracked open and you're able to go inside at any time. You know what I'm saying? It could be like a death. It could be something like Lil Shay Shay is graduating, I want you to come, something like that. So to me, like somebody has feelings on either side of that situation. So
All right, so good point. And I had a conversation with my now fiance, and we had a conversation because I can talk to my ex, who is also my child's father,
right.
about any and everything, and it's always been that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I explain to him, if it makes him feel uncomfortable, then I'll chill with that, and everything will be just about our kid. Now he has a conversation with his ex, and I explained to him. I said I can understand if y'all was cool and whatever. I met her. We're cool people, and everybody has that gut feeling. So if something's going on, or if you feel some kind of way, and you bring it to your other, your partner's attention. And here's a great example. My soon to be husband got a call, was talking to his ex, ex-wife, which is fine with me. And she found out that we got engaged and we're getting married. And of course, the picture was on Facebook and everything. He ain't tell her, but they've been separated for like ever. But so she says to him, "Well, you never gave me a ring." And so she kept telling him what her ring size was. And I explained, and he kept laughing about it or whatever. So when we're on our vacation, I brought it to his attention that I know that conversation happened. And he was like, "Yeah, I didn't think it was a big deal. I was going to buy her some BS ring." I said, "You don't think that's a big deal?" I said, "That's the past. We cool and everything like that." And he's like, "Well, she raised my kids and I think I owed it to her." No, you don't. You owed it to her when you was with her. But he didn't feel like that was a problem. So then I brought up the same situation. I said, "Well, I can't bring the same situation up." I said, "But my kid's father's a contractor. We bought a house." I said, "I wanted him to come do the basement." You laughed and was like I was a knucklehead for thinking that I was gonna let another man come that I used to mess with do our basement. I said, that's the same thing. Whereas I didn't think it was any problem, because I know his work. I know half the money coming back to my kid. And I know we're going to get our job done without no problem. And if you don't want me to be home when he's there, that's fine. But it's the same thing with the ring, because now I realize and I understand it. But, he didn't get that on his end, but he got it on my end. I didn't get that. Like, that's weird.
Yeah,
but I kind of feel where you're coming from, Fred.
I think here it is, and I'm not going to speak for guys in general, but just for me per se, and some other fellas, you don't want to whoever you're currently dating, you don't want to be confronted with that same person that actually seen them, nude. In my case, because that just brings up too much stuff. Like, are they giggling or something else going on? Does he still have feelings? Do she currently have feelings? It's just something like that in my book. And what I experienced, like I said, I went through 3 things back to back involving an ex. You know what I'm saying? A situation I was in for 18 years that turned to be messing around back with their ex. And then, something else happened when I was messing with somebody else, and it was just the ex. You know what I'm saying? And it's just when you're still in communication with them, unless you have a child bomb, there has to be some type of feelings either between one or the other in that situation, because I can't fathom not having to have feelings for that person if you're staying in contact with the person, because the person that you're currently with should be fulfilling everything you need, all of your needs as far as conversations. You should be able to go to them with a problem or something like that. That you should be able to joke with them, drink with them, smoke with them, whatever that you do. But when you're still involved in your ex and still communicating back and forth, that leaves a question mark on the relationship, in my opinion.
Wow. I don't know.
Anybody else want to jump in on that? Juan, TK?
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
made a valid point.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you still stay in contact with that person? What purpose? What type of purpose that you have in their life? Now, I could see something like if they have a business and you need to use their services. If they have a catering business, if they have a home repair business or something like that that you need. But if you're with somebody for a long period of time and you're dating somebody else, you should say, hey, look, that person is coming to do this, that, and the other, and that other person may not feel comfortable with that person coming to do work or doing services for you, just simply off the fact that, okay, they had relations together, they've been together, maybe it's a situation where they've been together for years and your relationship is months, and if something goes down, then you're looking at your couple of months versus a year history with that other person. And how's it going to go down? If you call and you say, hey, look, my folks passed, and you were friendly with, you knew the mother and the father, and you was like, oh, Miss Jenkins died. Oh, I'm so sorry. And, you go to the funeral, you go to the way. I'm just talking hypothetically. And then, sometimes those emotions come back when you want to comfort them or console them in that type of situation. Some of those emotions do actually come back, and then maybe you second guess this situation. You know what I'm saying? Well, I've been knowing this person for a long period of time. I wonder what happened. You know what I'm saying? Or could it be again? And then the person that you currently dating, maybe y'all have a problem one day and something happens and you get into an argument and now you run to this dude or that female, and then your relationship is done, all because you stayed in contact with your ex.
Well, then then you wasn't strong enough. You really didn't want to end that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so if it, I can only base it on me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I talked to people that I used to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
but again, we ended on good terms. We cool.
Mm-hmm.
We cool folks. I'm willing, like, I have my own business, so I'm willing for them to build my business, but we're still friends. If they call me and they need da 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 da, hey, I need Keish, I need like $500. All right, well, let me talk to my folks, but boo boo boo, let's talk about it. But if they're, like you said, but passing of a family member or something like that, you're there for them, but you're showing support because now at this point you're a friend. But if they still have feelings for you, then you don't show condolences that way. You send a card, keep it pumping. But if you don't have feelings, then you should. It's about you. You can't. If you're getting everybody gives you signs, and they show you who they are. So if they're flirting and stuff like that still on the phone, then
I think we may have lost Keisha.
Yo, Fred.
Yeah, I think we lost Keisha. I may have to send her another joint. But somebody else take it.
Hey, one of my coworkers, Izzy, he here with me right now. He want to chime in. Is that cool?
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
What's up?
I'll take it.
Yeah, no, like I was just hearing like this whole conversation about relationships and stuff, and I was kind of like, I was kind of just listening on the conversation. I, of course, had like my own opinion on the matter because like I got out of a relationship with somebody that I really cared about. It was kind of like it didn't end on like the best of terms. I look at how close I was with that person, how I would have rather to stay with them and like try and work through all like all the issues and stuff. But they're telling me like they can't even be my friend at this point. So I don't know, like I was on like this whole thing like where I wasn't sure whether or not if I should still pursue or if I should just like leave it alone because like again I really do care for the person. They mean a lot to me because like we've been through a lot, but
The conversation is that you keep in contact with your ex when you get your ex.
I mean, let it flow, brother. Because I guess main man is going through something.
Like I was getting. Oh my bad. I understand like the whole.
I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it. But if you gotta get it out, get it out.
I was saying because like what was it like if you're involved with somebody else like and still talking to your ex, I kind of like look at that. That's problematic. Unless like you have like I don't know, like a decent relationship with a person, like really doing nothing. But
he's breaking up real bad. I ain't hear nothing that you said because you was breaking up real bad, bro. All right, we got Keisha back.
Yeah.
And I think
can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I like where y'all conversation was.
Okay.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead. You was explaining something, but you was just chopping up.
Like, continue to pursue like, speaking.
All right, well, we're having troubles with Mr. Juan. Hey, we're doing this over Google Hangout, so if anybody wants to come in to the chat room, use the gamershow@gmail.com. That's the gamershow with an A, not an E. It's spelled the ghetto way, so y'all can come in and leave your comments, or if you want to come on the show. But I think something's going on with Juan. But TK, chime in on this joint.
Okay, well, but my situation, I'm currently still conversating with an ex, and almost lost the guy that I'm with now because of a mishap. And that was because that guy, my ex and I, we were friends since junior high, like thick as thieves, and we did have a relationship going, but I I found out that during the relationship he was married.
Right.
So, you know, we ended that and we talked it through and decided to be friends still.
Mm.
Um, I messed up and went out of town with him for my birthday. And nothing happened.
Mm.
I wouldn't even let it go that far because of how I felt for the other guy. Came back, thought I lost him, but had to, you know, talk it through to him and everything. And I just thought maybe, you know, being as though mine and his relationship is strong and I can talk to him and everything, you know, about anything. I can go to him about anything and reassure him that it's just a friendship. And regain that trust with him. Whereas, you know, he and I are still friends.
And I'm getting a lot of wind from you, E.
And
I'm getting a lot of background noise. Thank you, Mr. Big. Yeah, cause see that's problematic. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. It's a tricky situation when dealing with an ex, because, like I said, my opinion in that is that somebody. Hey, what's up? What's up, James? Somebody in that situation possibly has feelings. We getting a lot of wind from you, E. You might want to roll your windows up a little bit because I'm hearing a lot of wind coming back. But yeah, see, it's problematic because somebody has feelings in that situation. Because, you know, to take somebody out of town or something like that and you spending bread on them, that, and you were currently in a relationship, I don't think that's like a friend situation that person thought, okay, that's my friend. Here's a situation for me to try to get back. Because, you know, I mean, some girls are the same way and think the same way as guys, but a lot of dudes be on some get back stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of dudes and a lot of females be on some get back stuff. You realize that you had a good situation, you messed it up for a little piece of something that you ain't really, you know, mean to do, or you did and you messed up and you wanted to get back into it. And they say, okay, the best way that I can apologize or is to do this, that, and the other. And let me show her and I'll be better than what the dude does. So you kind of play that role as like a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people tell you, yeah, we can be friends, and you know, if you go to them with that type of problematic conversation that you're involved with somebody now, and you want to vent to them, they may use that type of situation to try to manipulate your thoughts, because they know you very well, depending on how long you've been with them, and it just becomes a situation where they may know how to get you to start thinking, right? They know something that they do that might trigger your thoughts. I'm getting feedback from you, Juan. Something that you may do may trigger that type situation. So it's very tricky with that. Go ahead, Juan.
No, my fault. I missed it, man. But go ahead again real quick, Chris.
Nah, go ahead with your. I'm gonna try to get Keisha back in here.
Oh, all right.
I'm in here, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, you heard the situation. Go ahead and I guess somebody take it. If anybody want to add any more to it.
Like you said, it's all to be. Like you said, each situation is different, and we can never really know what the other person is thinking unless we really feel that they're genuine. So,
yeah,
I know, coming from me, I'm genuine. I know, I know I'm not gonna go to my ex and talk about my current
Right.
or the things that we're going through, because maybe they might be trying to get back in. But again,
Right.
I always feel like I feel like it's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Once you put your put your block in the game and say, hey, like, I want to be friends with you, but I don't want to take it any further, and I feel we could be friends for real, and then they started to try to take it further, then again, it's up to you. It's the trust of you. I trust my dude to say that to his ex.
Mm-hmm.
If we just need to talk regarding yada yada yada, and leave it at that.
I agree with you, Mr. Big. Yeah, see, I mean, yeah, it's a tricky situation. So I'm not saying like so much on your part. I'm just saying like on the other person's part is just I'm just talking about for the exes that still may have some type of feelings for
Right.
the person that they call their friend. Because, okay, I had a situation. I'll tell the most brutal situation. I had a situation after I got out of my 18-year thing. I had a situation where I was dating somebody that lived out in VA. And when I met her, the conversations that we would have, she would always bring up the ex, in conversation, whether it was good or bad, you know what I'm saying, would just bring up him in conversation. And I had stepped to her one night. I was like, well, look, you keep bringing up this dude too much, and I'm not really comfortable with it. He's an ex. He's an ex for a reason. And it stopped for a while, but then it started back up, but then she would catch herself. And what wound up happening was that I was supposed to have been moved to Florida by now, right? And we had plans on doing that, and she had gave up her apartment. But what happened was she moved in with her ex. I guess he had a spare room, and he was renting one of the rooms out. Very uncomfortable about this situation. Now, the drive was like maybe a hour and 20-minute drive from here to where she lived at, and she would always come down here. And then she was like, well, look, can he come up here? Because, you know what I'm saying, I guess she just got tired of the situation. And she was like, well, he said that it's okay for you to come to the house, and he want to meet you. And I'm like, you want to meet me for what, bruh? And now I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm on my defensive. And I can remember one time when we left out, we were going out to the movies, and we had came out of the room, and she had made a comment that really disturbed me, right? And I don't even know if she's watching the stream right now, but I wanted to get that out. But she said that, okay, you look good in that shirt, or I like that shirt, or something. And then that was my first time meeting the dude. And when I'm walking down the steps, I kind of hear him snickering, a little snicker, but I never brought that situation up. And so that's why I said, that was like my, I think, second or third. It's been so many. It was the second or third situation. But I was like ticked off after that. But I never brought it to her situation. I was like, okay, I'm going to just let it pass. Because the normal me would have turned around and said something to the dude. But I'm trying to be the calm me. You know what I'm saying? But that was a situation where I had, my nails was a little bit longer, and I balled my fist up so much that I dug into my skin. That's how mad I was, because I was ready to lay these hands on this dude. You know what I'm saying? After I heard the, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah. But I left the situation alone. But, like that, I don't know if they currently have feelings, but for her moving in and before moving in, her just keep bringing it back up is just making me feel like, am I not feeling enough for this relationship? Because you just keep talking about them. And I never talked about my exes. I never talk about any of my exes when I'm currently in a relationship. My child's mother, I don't even bring her up because, my child is over the age. So it's no need for me to bring her up into that situation where I can just deal with my child. You know what I'm saying? If she needs to contact me, she can, but we're not on the conversation wave where
you know, this, that, and the other. Nah, it's no chit chat for that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't bring that into any of my relationships because that could possibly ruin it. You know what I mean?
Understood. Well, I'm sorry, but her bringing up her ex constantly, she had feelings for him. Like, it's no rap about that.
And then he's coming around to meet you. What did he need to meet you for?
Yeah, exactly. I could see if she was, you know, her kid's father.
Oh,
right. Blended family type stuff. But y'all ain't got no kids together. She constantly talking with him. Nah.
Nah, no kids. I forgot to mention that. No kids at all. None at all.
Them living in the same house together.
Yeah, that was kind of strange.
Yeah.
And I was going through it at that time. You know what I'm saying? And for that stuff to keep coming up, it was like, you know, dag, man, come on now. How much I could take a little bit, but I can't take a lot. And it got frustrating to the point that I had to say something. Now, you know, my persona, if people know me personally, they know that, you know, I'm a genuinely quiet guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't get amped up unless somebody backs me into a corner and I got to fight my way out, or I get into a situation where I say, okay, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man. I'll take the little punk role and just go ahead and leave because I don't want to go into that conflict. But then when you light that spark, it's like nothing that nobody can do get off me. I'm a handle my situation. And as I got older, you know, you don't do the things that you did when you were in your preteens or, you know, your early age. You're now in an adult state, and that's the way I try to carry it. But, you know, these type of situations, it get me amped up to the point where, you know, I want to lay these hands, but, you know, I'm tired of dealing with H12 and Upper Marlboro and all that other stuff. You know, that's a wrap for me. You know what I mean? So I can't. that's the intake. That's when you first come in that joint. H12.
Oh God.
So yeah, that's it. Juan.
Well, my situation was with my current ex was like when we was together, she had me taking out her cousin house all the time.
Oh.
And you know, I'm like, why you always going over there? Because I gotta take care of my cousin grandfather. Your cousin grandfather, how's your cousin grandfather, not yours? But like every time that we was out together and like I would run into one of my exes, I introduce her. You know what? I tell her first, this is somebody that I used to date. You know, because I believe in the golden rule. Like, you know, you should treat others the way you want to be treated.
Right.
And so like, my whole understanding was if I let her know from jump who that is, she shouldn't feel no type of way about who that is when she meet them.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
exactly.
So a lot of times that she still had it in her mind because and I know now it's because she was doing her own dirt. That she always had in her mind that something's going on between me and one of my exes. I'm like, no, I'm with you now. I'm not worried about them. Like one ex, she was so upset about this girl. This girl she was married with 5 kids. Like what I want to do with a woman that's married with 5 kids? I don't deal with involved women in the first place. So that right there, like they come to find out that the so-called cousin who house I was taking her over all the time wasn't even her cousin, one of her exes. And so that right there was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I had to let her go. And I mean, yeah, she the mother of my child, but other than that, man, I don't got it. Only if my child need me can she get in contact with me, not when she want nothing. I can't deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm upfront about everything.
And I can't, because, you know, if I'm real serious about a person, right? When I get into a relationship, I let everything go. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start you off with a clean slate. So anything that you've done in the past, let's go ahead and wash that. So I'm gonna give you my all, you give me your all. If I get comfortable enough with a person and I introduce you to my child, that must mean that I really mess with you very, very hard. If I don't mention my child around you, or you haven't met my child, then that pretty much means that, you know, this is for a season. It's not for long term. But then you don't get that same respect on the other side. Again, I'm just talking about the exes that may possibly have feelings for a person. So, because that could be very, very tricky, because they can say stuff to you that that can really touch base with a lot of stuff to get you to start thinking. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it could be, like I said, it could be any situation, death, some little JoJo anniversary or something like that, or the parents, and, you know, my father asks about you know, come over to the cookout and stuff like that, or, you know, my shawty, I'm having problems with this, that, and the other, and then they talking that good stuff in your ear to make it seem like, you know, that you're their friend. You're like, well, won't you take that person out and do this, that, and the other? And you start to like, okay, well, yeah. And some people use that to get in. They plant that seed. And once they find out that they back in there halfway, then they can start doing damage. Now your phone calls that you're complaining about your ex with not turn into like trying to solve it. It's like, well, you know, I don't know why that person's doing that. You should do this, and giving advice that they try to stick to you for you to try to follow. And that becomes a situation where your ex is now crossing the line over their supposedly friendship. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it gets tricky. It gets really tricky. Because if a person wants you back, they're going to try to do everything to try to get you back. And the best way to get an ex back is being in that friend zone. And, you know, to the younger generation, you know, that don't really have that many responsibilities and stuff like that, that stuff works. It works very, very well. A lot of people are smooth with it. A lot of people, lawyers out here, undercover lawyers, they got the gift of gab, and they can get what they want by that tongue. You know what I mean? And I mean, they do it very well.
That's true. That is true.
Well, anybody else want to take it? Shout outs to Mr. E. I mean Big Mr. Big and James. But yeah, that's what I've been on, bro. But that's the, you know, that's the topic for tonight. You know, it's just, I guess I don't know. There's no, it's just dependent on the person. It's just not for everybody. If I know, I wouldn't date a person that still was in communications with their ex, because I've been through multiple things where the ex caused a problem in the relationship. So I generally wouldn't do it.
Only way I date a person who's still in communication with their ex is if they got a child together. That's the only way.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, property don't matter, you know. just because y'all brought a PlayStation and a pit bull and you still want to stay in contact, that's, you know, get another PlayStation and get another puppy and then just go on your way. But 4 o'clock in the morning, you're not calling because you want to get on PlayStation or see how the dog doing. That's no way.
That's disrespect.
All right. There's no way.
Ain't nobody calling me 4 o'clock in the morning. Shoot, I don't want my kids calling me 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's that bullshit right there.
And it's crazy because some people do it. Some people really, really do it. And I think I want to do another topic for this, but I'll just lead into it. there's a problem when this is another problem why you don't deal with an ex. Because when you date a person and you're too fast with it, meaning if you link up with a person in the first night, y'all get together, what happens is that argument that y'all have, because there's going to be some type of argument, because when you get into a relationship, just face it, everybody's on their best behavior, but there may be a problem or a disagreement. So y'all went on ahead and linked up the second night, but now y'all haven't built the foundation in your relationship. The only foundation that you have is a sexual foundation. So when you get into that argument, your relationship is basically over. It's done. It's done. You have nothing to fall back on. And then that person may go back to that ex, and that becomes a problem. Or you get into a relationship with a person and it's just fresh, but you're still dealing with your ex. You want some, you're horny or whatever, and you're not comfortable with the person that you're dating right now, but you have those type of feelings where you need it right now, and you just fresh off a break with your ex, like maybe a month. Some people go back to that while they're currently in a relationship. And then if your relationship that you're in now proceeds to go into not months but years, then you always have that secret in the back, or you have that, well, I cheated on this person at the beginning of the relationship. Who was it? Oh, it was my ex. You know, I mean, you see it every day. Watch the Maury episodes that they be airing online. You see it every single day that somebody did that. So it's kind of a situation where it's no wrong answer. It's just basically depending on how strong your willpower is and what your state of mind is. Are you easily swayed into doing things? And if you are, then you're that type of person that may ruin a good relationship that you got into when you just got out of a bad one. So that's about it. Anybody else have anything to say before we cut the stream? TK, you good? I guess so. Juan, you good?
Yeah, I'm straight, bro.
All right. So I'd like to thank y'all for coming in to the stream tonight. Yeah, things got off to a rough start because I was rushing to get this stuff in, and the beginning of the stream is kind of messed up, but I guess y'all got the point of what this topic was tonight. So the topic was, should you stay in contact with your ex while you're currently in a relationship? I said no. If you're dealing with somebody that you have a child by, then that's acceptable. Keisha, you said yeah, right?
Yeah, I said it depends.
Okay, she said it depends.
Depends on how it ended.
Depends on how it's ended. TK, you said
both.
Both. Okay. And Juan, I think Juan gave a hell no. Am I correct, Juan?
Yeah, it's a hell no. Hell fuck no.
All right, man. Y'all stick around while I end the stream. But I'd like to thank everybody who joined the stream, who commented, who watched the live stream, or if you're watching the broadcast of the stream. I don't know what's going on with my lips tonight. But I appreciate everybody that came through. And we'll be back on at another time. Until then, man, y'all take it easy. I'll see you at a later date. May come back tomorrow, do some streaming, I don't know. But y'all take it easy.